Hello everyone and welcome back to Goosebumps HorrorTown playthrough. I'm Graham and being isolated into my house because of the social distancing of the certain sickness I can't talk about. YouTube. But, yeah, alright, so welcome to Monster Blood Part 1. This is going to be somewhat of a little bit of a shorter video, and before we start, I wanted to just show off, during this time I decided to play with Animal Crossing, which the new Horizon game, and my god, I love this game. It's so humble, it's so nice, and it's like, it makes you feel so nice inside, so of course I decided to go ahead and name it after Horror Island, because why not? And so, while I was playing the game, I came across this dialogue here where where Bladders mentions about giving him goosebumps, so I couldn't help myself. I had to include this into this playthrough because I just can't help myself. So yeah, anyways, so as you can probably expect, today we're going to be taking a look at the main part of the beginning of the quest line, what this game introduced, newer items, as well as talking a little bit of some of the controversies. I kind of talked a little bit about Part 0, and I was kind of holding off to here. One of the many controversies, this is not so big, but it is a minor one, and I feel like this is going to be a thing moving forward, but I'll talk more about that later on. So, I think that's about it. So with that, let's go ahead and dive right in. So we start the game off with the little giant pack, and here we go, Monster Blood. Finally, the forest is cut down, and once was a famous toy shop is now a junkyard filled with chemical waste. This could have not been done by anyone but Mr. Dawes, who didn't waste a minute to get his dirty hands on this property. I'm thinking that's dirty, or yeah, that must be dirty, but it's like dark hands. Monster Blood, 4 weeks and 6 days. This has got to be the longest we have ever gotten. The second probably might have been the Horrorland, or the Haunted Halloween one. So this is, as of right now, the longest we got. But yeah, play new scenes, new animations, blah blah blah, the same thing here. And here we go. Let's talk about the returning items. So these all look familiar, right? Here's some previews. Vending machine which drops candy, it looks like, so that must be something we need to do. Souvenir stand. This, the mask pack. It comes with Carly Biff's house, the novelty shop, the monster gate, 200 Goosebumps, and there's one more item. There's 2,000 coins for $12.90. For the assistant's cabin, a mad hair house, hair hideout, which is a unique item, the circus wagon, which is a unique item. That's a lot of money. Why does it cost so much? Okay, so you get like a small circus wagon, I guess. Oh, you get Amazo's luggage. Yeah, and oh, Amazing Jack's luggage, my bad.
But that's not all.
Dawes, what I mentioned before, 44.50 there. Chemical, we got the premium stuff there. We got the storage unique item, which looks interesting. And the Better Call Dolls store, which has good old Compton in there for $4.50, which is like the other event there. What? Yay, we got everything here. So this is the grand prize. Wow, look at it. It looks so cool. It's well worth it. Yep, some items from those 3 events have come back, and something interesting is this item here, the Compton statue. What makes this interesting is when the Haunted Halloween came up, this preview image popped up, and as you can see, the image was right here. So this item is finally getting your hands on it. But if you're like me, you would have gotten all this stuff. So here are the new items. Here's Evan. This is, he cost the premium bucks, unfortunately. But here we got Trigger, one of the first free guys, as well as Cuddles. And look at how adorable they all are. So about 500 or 5,000 of the coins. So yeah, it's a bit of a grind, but you got so much time. So yeah, you got some premium characters finally. Yeah, they're animals, but it's in the right direction. We got the joke shop, which I actually had some help with getting that item. Items I helped with were the Slappy in the box and the Mr. Wood in the box. And what's funny about those two, especially Mr. Wood, he kind of looks familiar. Also, we got the vandalized sign, which will talk more about the narrative later on. But here's the grand prize, the Monster Blood house. Oh god, look what happened to the old Ward house. They turned Mr. Dawes just dumped the monster blood in there, and that's just so great and good. So we got the 24-hour monster blood. We need 5 of them, or 3 of them. The slappy masks, we need 5 of them. The anti-chemical mask, 3 of them, and then we got monster delights, which are 5. So interesting mechanics, but okay. And here's the promenade. Oh god, look what happened to it. What happened? Look at this monstrosity. I guess the border is back there, as well as a new boat. I'm guessing this little scene here is the new scene, right? So let's see this. This is the Darkfall junkyard. And okay, so we need both Cuddles, Trigger, and then Evan. So I'm guessing... Okay, so that's interesting. So we actually need the characters in order to move on. We get this weird place here, which is a weird mausoleum. And later on in the event, this may actually bring up a good point. I think I know what that is. It might be referencing something, but I'll talk about that when we get to there. And oh god, okay. It looks like he just dug that from the garbage. So he just brought the Darkfall's chemicals back, and it's just, god, look how awful it looks. Anyways, we got fake spiders, we got monster cookies, toxic candies back again. We got some joke plans, monster blood, monster gum, prank stuff. The chocolate eggs are returning here. The actual premium of the peanut butter is back. We got some fake vampire teeth. We got the purple peanut butter, as I mentioned before. Here that is. We got clown masks, and this is where the Carly Beth scene, the novelty shop, will come in, as well as the carousel. So we need the Coco's Clown in order that, as well as the Old Tavern. For the slappy masks, the Monster's Delight, which is part of the thing we need. The 24-hour monster blood, the vaporizer that will help us with the anti-chemical mask. Okay, so we get a good idea of what to do there. Alright, so that seems simple enough. Alright, so some of these I already got from my previous stuff, as you saw from my playthrough here, but this is what Evan drops. I checked, yes, he does drop those stuff, so they did fix it. And Cuddles and Trigger will only drop 2 items. What you'll notice is that there are 2 normal items in this event. These are going to be the prank plans and the interesting junk pile. Also, what's interesting is it seems like it might just be me, but I believe the one thing that stayed was the Easter area. Here's the new book I was talking about, the Monster Blood. You'll need Evan for this one, as well as something else in return. There might be something missing here, but I'll talk about that later on in the video, because I did see this, and I'll talk more about that. But it gives you a good idea. Both of these 2 stories are going to be a little bit different from one another, and it's not really needed for the whole game narrative, but it does help with kind of an idea of what's going on overall. So yeah, you might notice that there's 2 characters missing. They all appear later on, and I think part 3 or 4. Probably in part 3 near the end. And here's the pack. The first one we get, the little giant pack. Evan, Trigger, and Cuddles, as well as some few extra stuff here. One thing I'll notice or say is that some of the more annoying stuff is the pop-ups that come up every so often. I kind of ignore them, but it is kind of annoying, as well as the whole it's this blank off, and it's like it's not blank off. It's never been blanked off. I don't know what it is about the whole mobile company doing it type of deal. It's like all of them do it. It's not just this game, it's everyone. So I just kind of ignore it. I just pretend as if it's not there, but I do all the time remember it getting brought up. And yeah, here's the top part here. There's a new one, expansion zone. 300. I have enough money for that, but I'm kind of stingy with using my bucks unless I really need to. I still can't believe that whole area is just blocked off with no water. It's just so crazy to think about. Also, before we start with our first part of the quest line, as we can see there with the currency is the toxic token or the radioactive token, and me clicking around here, let's just start with the story then. Alrighty.
Our mayor. She may have some crazy ideas, but no one can blame her for being uncreative. Okay, maybe flooding the promenade to create a lake that magically manifested the surrounding areas to create an overgrown forest was a bit of a stretch. But hey, you can't blame her for not trying. However, the constant failing and disappointment may have been too much even for her. She hasn't been showing up around HorrorTown Hall lately. And without her, the city has descended into unbridled chaos. Which I love, of course. Take the very active center of horrorness, our promenade. Without our mayor's guiding glaze, it has evolved into a junkyard.
Bandit promenade, pride, stay home. Or stay safe. This is what I'm talking about. In the story, you'll find out that it's a little bit of like, oh man, this game is taking place in real life. Like, they're staying home. Just like me, I'm staying home. So you get to see a little bit. If you've seen, you're gonna see previously my how-to crafting 101. You'll see all the characters that are doing all this stuff, but I'm gonna show you what I can find during this time. Well, at first, I found it was kind of hard to see. Oh yeah, and these are what the items drop now, by the way. So, you know, the walkie-talkies for the Thunder Shack now, no more batteries. That'll be explained on why. The trees themselves no longer drop anything. They're just decorations now. So, I don't even think you can even evolve them anymore. So, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, so, again, here's the first problem. Many Mysteries Club. Huh. Nothing new there. Okay, maybe the diner. Nope. Nothing there. Maybe the... Oh, the witch cabin, of course. Okay, let's go to the witch cabin. Maybe that has something new in there. No. Okay. The thing down here? Maybe this thing, whatever this is called? Where is it? Oh, yeah, this thing. Yeah, maybe the workshop. No. Okay, the lab? Maybe the lab has something. No? Nothing's here? What? Hold on. Hold on a second. Yeah, the first controversy. Where'd the books go? Both the, beef beneath the sink as well as the beast from the east are gone. Disappeared. Bye-bye. And a lot of people weren't happy about this because they were in the assumption, me included, figuring that this was going to be a thing. From what I understand from my contact, these two items, by the way, they're just decorations. And, yeah, this is what I was talking about, that the thing might change because of the whole controversy. Carly Beth doesn't have anything to drop, despite her being needed for the area. Pat will be useful for the prank as well as the peanut butter. The peanut butter is going to be more important, so have him hide all the time. But, you know, if you want to get the pranking, that's another useful item. The pranking plans were very hard to find first off because it just blended in the back there. So I didn't think for a moment that that was an item that they could drop. But yeah, from what I understand, they are coming back. The characters and the beast is coming back fully. From what I understand, they are working on trying to get... They're gonna finally, from what I understand, I think they're gonna finally get this stupid special book open that's been being dusted there since a year now. So I think they're going to fix that, and I think part of the reason those two books have disappeared, it might be in response to this. Also, by the way, why every time scheming new sales doesn't drop any items, but God forbid he just keeps on giving me items for that. Also, Compton Dawes doesn't have anything new or anything added here, and Ellie, for some reason, is not useful. I don't know why. Because normally you would have her be useful for at least this event, and then that will be it. But no, there she goes. I guess she's not there anymore. So she and Compton will have similar uselessness. She'll hide for some eggs, and then she can fly a kite for that. She's not as useful as Pat is, unfortunately, for this event, just because of what she drops. So say that as you will. If you go with Pat, then you're pretty much fine. But yeah, okay. So this is when I was kind of looking and going like, huh, there must be something here. Okay, so while I was thinking about this, the mausoleum here, it looks familiar because, you know, there's like the Walking Dead reference, don't go dead inside. There are books all over the place. But another reason also is if you notice on the floor, there's a lot of books there. And that kind of reminds me of something. Like a crypt with books. I know it's supposed to look like a junkyard, but it looks like a very bizarre junkyard. It's like a weird junkyard that's in the middle of a graveyard. I don't know what the meaning of that is, but I kind of do. But I can't say much of anything yet, but I do believe from what I saw in the event, especially near the end of the story, it may have hinted at what that might be. Because someone might finally be coming to town. I can't say more than that, but yeah, I think during my playthrough I mentioned like, oh man, this person should be coming to the game. They mentioned themselves into it might as well, right? So, and I think I said like, oh, we need to eat premium. So if that ever does come to fruition, and if I think it's what I think it is, which I cannot say or confirm, it will be interesting that I have to bring that up in the beginning of the playthrough and go, well, oops, looks like that turned out to be true. But yeah, this is going to be quite interesting. Yeah, so the Graphic 101 is going to have a lot more stuff here talking about what goes on. You might notice that this whole video is not as long or entertaining. Usually part 1s are never that such. It seems like I've always seemed to kind of just go, okay, here's a little bit of there, here's a little bit of the funny story, hooray, and then that's about it. What I will leave you off with before we end it is I'm going to show you what it looks like if you do not have everything. So on the freemium account, this is what your game should look like if you did not play the game. As you can see, there's a bunch of, that's how much it costs for these stuff here. And reasonably priced. So you know what? If you sucked out with the crystal flask and you wanted to get that, you can get that for like low price of $7,000. So what an accomplishment. How much even the developers kind of acknowledged and was like, yeah, no, that was garbage. Here, have it for a garbage price. Oh man, that event has just been so, that was so good. It's so sarcastic when I wanted to. It's just so good. Yeah. Right. So, as you can see, there's a little bit of elements from Halloween and Easter and the Dark Falls. So, it's like this weird love child of mixing couples to make this abomination as the Monster Blood series as it is. And we have a lot of time to deal with this, so it shouldn't be too bad. The biggest prize is to $22,000 to get the actual thing. I will tell you this right now before I end this. Within a week, I beat the quest. So, yeah. So as a premium player, yeah, I kind of finished this way quicker than I should. But for players like you, you're able to farm this stuff, so you're able to technically, hopefully, be able to get everything that you want, especially that cool looking weird design that was that was once unique. So this will be a kind of new thing. So if they bring old items back, I will be showing you where I first saw them, so be prepared to see old videos of me pop up again and show how weird I was and all that stuff. And yeah, I think I'll talk less about that now. So I will be returning very soon. I will be taking care. Oh, one last thing before I forget. During the beginning of the game, there were these weird posts. Like, if you thought the game wasn't on the nose enough that this might be based off of the certain pandemic, allow me to show you these two screenshots that come up. So here's the first one. Dear neighbor, if you feel sick and like you are growing in size by the hour, you might have been infected with monster blood. Oh, and here's number 2. Quarantine notification to all HorrorTown neighbors. Stay at home. Monster blood's on the streets. I know we made this into a thing, but, you know, they was like, we can't help ourselves. We gotta put it in there now, so, yeah. Alright, so, next video in this playlist, we're gonna be the Crafting 101. And I hopefully will see you soon for part 2 to this event. And it should be fun, because I'm enjoying the story that's added to this wacky game. So, I've been Grim. I will see you next time in some more Horror Town with monster blood infectation. Until then, beware of giant kids that are trying to check your vibes. You don't want that to happen. No vibes checking, please. No, sir.